Family says that she was simply in the wrong place at the wrong time here at this bar with her sister. She said they tell us that she came outside of the bar and got into the car when they were both shot right outside here. Scene video shows a smashed vehicle, its airbags deployed outside Bar 107 early Sunday morning at 107th and Granville Road. Both just left Bar 107 and drove off after the shooting, but crashed across the street.
On the night of March 15, 2025, multiple people in the city of Milwaukee went to a popular hangout spot called Bar 107 Sports Bar and Grill. The night would start off with lots of people listening to music and having a great time. Even a party bus full of people decided to end their night off at the popular bar that was more like a club vibe at night. Bar 107, though popular, is also a place that seems to attract the wrong crowd, and in turn, the business has faced some serious backlash on keeping its patrons safe. Almost every single year since 2018, the bar has been in some sort of situation where the services were suspended or warning letters were sent by the city. Even the residents who live in the area have filed complaints about the establishment, just as recent as December 2024. However, it would not be until an all-out brawl that could not be controlled in the bar because so many were involved that the owner decided to close the bar for the foreseeable future. But the fight alone was not the ultimate straw. It is what took place in the parking lot, leaving people scrambling for their lives and 2 people shot, and sadly, 1 would not make it. 33-year-old Brenisha Butcher's future was looking bright day by day. She had recently opened up her own daycare business in April of 2024 and was engaged to the love of her life. As a mother of 4, she worked tirelessly to provide for her babies. She wanted nothing more than to provide her kids with a bright future and show them that anything is possible if you put the work in. Family for her was everything, and her family is sealed like glue, and they all love each other the way a family is supposed to. The love surrounding her was beyond measure, and in turn, she was filled with so much appreciation, kindness, and passion for others. In her free time, she liked getting dolled up and going out to enjoy a night out on the town. This is exactly what she was doing Saturday, March 15th at Bar 107 Sports Bar and Grill. In this video of that night, before things took a drastic turn, Brenisha was sitting at the bar having her drink and vibing to the music alongside her loved ones. Then, as it was getting later in the night, and now very early into Sunday morning, the vibe went from fun to scary quickly. By this point, many people are probably intoxicated, and then if you mix a disagreement with it, usually, sure thing, a fight might break out. Well, that is exactly what happened, and unfortunately, things tornadoed into chairs swinging, bottles flying, and a whole lot of people involved in the melee. Whoever worked at the spot could not control the chaos because there was way too much going on. Some, however, sat and watched, trying to stay out of harm's way, and others video recorded the fiasco. The lady who had the party bus full of people said the first thing she tried to do was get all the people that were with her back on the bus to safety, because she was aware that once people made it outside to their cars, it would probably turn ugly. Well, Brenisha and her sister, plus other loved ones, also decided to get out of the bar and make their way home before the situation moved outside. But sadly, Brenisha and her sister could not get away quick enough. One loved one out there with them, driving in another vehicle, said, "I can't do this one, Brenisha. I made sure we got out of that bar safe, sis. You were pulling off right behind me. I can't stomach this being your last moment here, sis." Tragically, someone allegedly shot into Brenisha's car, unaliving her on the spot, while her sister was hit too, fighting for her life.
Loved ones of 33-year-old Brenisha Butcher tell me they're at a loss for words tonight. They say Brenisha was a loving, outgoing person who was taken too soon, and now they want the person responsible for taking her life to turn themselves in.
I'm numb. Can't stop crying.
It's a painful reality that's slowly seeking in.
I just miss my little cousin. She didn't deserve it. Not at all.
Loved ones of 33-year-old Brenisha Butcher says they're holding on to each other and a prayer hours after she was.
We don't understand it. It's really hard and it's real difficult.
Police say someone shot and Butcher just before 2 Sunday morning near 107th and Granville Road. Family members say it happened outside across from Bar 107 Sports Bar and Grill. Brenisha's family say she was at the bar but was shot in her car outside. Officers say a 30-year-old was also shot and taken to the hospital.
Female Two GSWs.
Loved ones say the second woman shot was Brenisha's younger sister, Brittany. They say the two were unproblematic and the shooting doesn't make sense.
She wasn't in no drama, no nothing. So for this to happen to her is just blowing our wigs back for real.
Family tells us Butcher was a mother of 4 who had owned her own daycare business. They say the 33-year-old was always smiling and loved to dance.
Just enjoying herself, being a beautiful hearted person, and for someone just to my little cousin, it's just real sad, and we need justice.
We went to the bar to speak with the owners, but the place was closed. Butcher's has also touched people in the community.
I am truly concerned of where do we go from here.
Now with the future fuzzy and hearts heavy, Butcher's family is asking one thing from the person responsible for their pain.
We going through it, and it's hard not knowing who did it. So if you know you did it, turn yourself in.
Authorities quickly investigated who did the shooting, and later that Sunday, the Milwaukee Police Department said they arrested a 30-year-old woman and a second suspect, a 49-year-old woman, on Tuesday, March 18th. The department will refer charges to the Milwaukee County District Attorney Office, according to authorities. The two women have not been identified publicly by authorities, but to know that women were allegedly behind pulling the trigger is disheartening. This senseless crime has definitely left a hole in the hearts of so many, especially the family, and these are some of their raw emotions. One said, "We all got our favorites, and this was mine. As I typed this, tears dropped from my face. My emotions are all over the place. At this moment, I can honestly say I can't be strong right now, so I'm praying. I'm broken into pieces. We had so many plans in life, but never to say RIP. Another said, "Y'all just unalived my cousin, and she just moved back here, opened up a daycare, and she got 4 kids. Why did y'all just unalive my cousin? She got a big heart and a sweet soul. Why? Her oldest just lost her daddy, and now her mother. Not even 6 months ago, her oldest child, who is 17, and her only daughter, sadly lost her father. And no one would have ever imagined that Brenisha would be taken from this world the way she was. Even though the bar is not directly responsible for the crime that took place, since August of 2016, there have been over 500 police call log notices, known as CAD entries, at the address of the bar. That number, however, does not necessarily indicate over 500 incidents, as some incidents can create more than one entry. However, the altercation started inside, and it seems to not have been enough security, if any there, to help things from going so far. If things had not gotten so out of control on the inside, then maybe possibly shots would not have been fired on the outside. So the closure of the bar comes after the public pressure from Alderman Larissa Taylor, who represents the area the bar is in. In a statement, she said, "The business has demonstrated irresponsibility and a disregard for the very public that has chose to patronize their establishment. Businesses should prioritize security and take all necessary measures to ensure the safety of their patrons. Bar 107 has repeatedly failed to meet these basic expectations, and we will be conducting further investigations to determine the best course of action." Even with all that had taken place, the person ultimately responsible is the person that decided to pull the trigger and sadly take a life that was so full, and now the family is left to try and pick the pieces up. 4 kids now do not have a mother, and it's a very sad thing. Her life surely mattered, and she deserves to be here. My thoughts and prayers go out to all who loved her, and I pray they get justice sooner than later. Do you guys think the bar is to blame? Let me know in the comments. Also, please don't forget to comment your thoughts and prayers for this family in their difficult time, and hit that like button and share to make your people aware. And as always, remember to stay woke. Things change quickly.